Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. That is the R in the RK Stumbling Bear, and I am a reader and a writer. And this is a video about the self-published science fiction contest, year 3. And I'm here to announce the 5 books that my team will be reading in full. We started off, I think, with 28, and we have whittled those down. I am actually going to first start off with 2 special mentions. They almost made our list, and I was so intrigued by them, I'm going to go ahead and read them anyway. That way those authors can have reviews. And then, but these first 2 that I'm going to mention are not one of our 5s, unfortunately. I really wish we could take everyone on, but it is a contest and this is how it works. Okay, and the first of the 2 special mentions that I'm going to read but have not actually gone further in the contest is Kizuna, or How to Lose a Spaceship and Still Go Places by Jamie Watt. This was the book that most intrigued me. And like I said, it almost made the cut, but was a little bit under. So the main character, Enoch, is originally from Earth, from Africa, and after school has partnered up with his friend to do a business where they collect waste in space and then ship it to different places. They're the ones who drive the truck or the spaceship. And so at the beginning, his partner has gotten a new job on Mars. And he just found out that the woman he was in love with has joined a plural marriage, and his parents have died, both of his parents. That's actually kind of interesting of how they died, so I'm not going to spoil that. So he is at this time where he doesn't know what he's going to do. He still owns half of the ship from him and his partner, and he now is going to be going to look to see if somebody will either buy out the ship completely or buy his partner's half. And takes his partner to Mars to drop him off, and while there, his ship gets commandeered by the government to go on a mission, and that's where I left off. So I am excited to find out what happens. And that is Kizuna, How to Lose a Spaceship and Still Go Places. The second book that I am going to read in full but did not make our cut was The Immortality Game by Ted Cross. This book is set in Russia, I would say probably near future. And we're following Zoya, who is the main character. She works in a morgue, and her brother is a drug runner, part of one of the mobs over there, and he has done something he shouldn't have, and he gets her involved against her will. She doesn't want to be involved with this because she knows it's not going to go well, but he hands her this package and says, come bring this to me at this address tomorrow. And when she goes, she finds her brother's body. So this seems like it's going to be more of a thriller sci-fi, and that's all I know so far. Because so remember, with the slush reads, we're only reading like the first 10 to 20%. So again, that was The Immortality Game by Ted Cross, and that is one that I am going to read in full, but is not one of the 5. So getting into the 5, because I know that's really why you're here. You want to know who has gone on in the contest. And these are just in alphabetical order of title from how we were given the title. The first one that I'm going to talk about is Aria of the Forgotten, Book 1, Bloodletting by Sean Thomas. So far in this one, we are following Ravina, who is an investigator, a private eye, who has been sent to find out more about a job. She's actually part of an agency, but this is a job that she gets to choose whether she wants to accept. And she goes and meets a mother in a higher, I guess I should back up. it seems like this society has a caste system, and we have different species, and so depending on your species kind of depends on what your caste is. So she goes to somebody who's in a higher caste, and a mother who believes that her son has been murdered, fully admits that her son had gotten into drugs and was running with a bad crowd, and they hadn't talked to him for a while before he died, but she swears that he was murdered. But because there's things that don't make sense from the medical examiner's report and the pictures, she's like, I have questions here about certain marks because they're not junkie marks. And Ravenna decides to take her case. That's kind of where I am so far in the book. But this is one that we are going to be reading in full. And this is Aria of the Forgotten, Book 1, Bloodletting by Sean Thomas. Next, I have Dark Theory by Wick Welker. And this is about a robot artificial intelligence that teams up with the human. It looks like they're going to go look for his creator. And in this world, true artificial intelligence seems to be rare, and the humans that the robot met were scrounging for parts, and if the robot had been dead, they would have stripped the robot of its parts. But the robot instead was still alive, so hijinks probably shall ensue from there. I don't know too much more. Again, this is Dark Theory by Wick Welker. Alright, so the next book I have is Down Below Beyond by T.A. Bruno. And in this one, we are following Lavort, who is a salvager licensed to salvage one planet. This is a planet that has been picked over, and so there's not a lot there. But Lavort can't afford to go somewhere else at this point. He needs a good score. And so while searching, I guess there's kind of like a handler or a guard every salvager goes with. His guard decides to take a rest, but gives him permission to kind of move forward to where he thinks something is. He goes there and he finds a ship that's an alien ship. Looks like it's never been touched before. He meets another salvager who tries to fight him for it, and then his guard shows up. So that's kind of where I've gotten in there. Lavort and his guard, Befo, has just gone back up planet, because this planet has like acidic rains. You can't just stay there if you're a human or humanoid. Something that I like that Bruno has done is there's actually pictures of different alien species. So when they talk about, oh, they're this species, you can actually go look at the picture at the beginning of the book. And I thought that was a pretty cool thing. So anyway, this is Down Below Beyond by T.A. Bruno. The next book that made it was Mortal Mission by Pip Skinner. And this seems like it's going to be a sci-fi thriller as well, but set on Mars. First chapter opens with Hattie, who is an astronaut who has been trained to go to Mars but has not been selected for the crew. Obviously something is going to happen and she'll get on. And from the synopsis, we know murder is going to happen. So that's kind of the setup so far for this book. I'm interested to see how this goes. And that was Mortal Mission by Pip Skinner. And then the fifth book, but not the least, I was doing this in alphabetical order, that's why this is being mentioned last, is Prompt Excursion by Lewis S. Kingston. This one opens up with the AI on the ship trying to wake up somebody in a space suit. And so it's kind of going through all its processes of what it needs to do. And finally it does and wakes up Johannesson. I'm not sure. Johannesson, sorry. And Johannesson, upon waking up, realizes that they are in bodily danger. Like, they're really cold. It's dark, you can't see anything. And they start working the problem of, okay, what do I need to do? What are the next steps? And so finding out that the ship that they are on has malfunctioned, they don't know why, but trying to fix it so that they can live, that they will have oxygen, and that they will be able to warm up because they're very close to freezing to death at this moment. So, very intrigued to find out what's happening, what's going on. And this is Prompt Excursion by Lewis S. Kingston. Very excited to read these 5 books in full, and we are supposed to have these read by January 15th. My process is, once I complete a book, I will do an individual review here, post it on my channel. I do post it in the contest Discord as well, so that authors can see it. And then as the contest goes on, I do try to link other judge or other reviewers' reviews as well, so that if you're like, oh, I want to know about this one book, here's Rachel's video review, and then in the show notes, here are other reviews you can go check out, written or a video. I know my team, we're all booktubers, but I think that some of the other teams do the blogs or other media. I'd love to hear what you think of the 5 books that we have chosen, and have a great day.